For 15 years, Daniel searched for a legendary treasure said to be hidden beyond the reach of ordinary men. While others abandoned the hunt, Daniel prepared for one final expedition that would change everything. He believed he was leaving home in search of treasure, unaware that destiny had prepared a very different discovery. With determination in his heart, Daniel ventured toward the most unexplored region marked on his map. Each step carried him deeper into a wilderness few people had ever dared to enter. But ancient clues seemed to confirm that he was moving closer to the treasure he had chased for years. Far from civilization, the forest grew darker, older, and far more mysterious. Then something changed. The forest fell silent, as if hiding a secret no one was meant to find.
His instruments began to fail, warning him that something unusual lay ahead.
That night, beside a remote river, Daniel prepared for another day of searching. A strange sound emerged from the darkness, unlike anything he had ever heard in the wilderness. Curiosity pushed him into the night, but the source of the sound remained hidden. By morning, nature itself seemed to be preparing for a dramatic reveal. Caught in a violent storm, Daniel searched desperately for protection.
Then, in a single flash of lightning, he saw something impossible.
An entire aircraft had been hidden inside the forest for decades.
Nature had slowly reclaimed the machine, concealing it from the world.
Driven by curiosity, he stepped closer to uncover the truth. The faded markings suggested the aircraft had vanished many years ago. What waited inside would haunt him forever. The cabin remained almost exactly as it had been on the day of the crash. Every object told the story of a journey that never reached its destination. Then he discovered the passengers who had remained hidden for generations.
An entire tragedy had been preserved in silence beneath the forest canopy.
In that moment, the search for treasure no longer mattered. He had found something far more important. Among the forgotten belongings, one item seemed determined to tell its story. Inside the briefcase lay clues that would finally reveal what happened aboard the doomed flight.
The captain's final entries described a desperate struggle against forces beyond his control.
Decades earlier, severe weather had transformed an ordinary flight into a battle for survival. The crew fought courageously to maintain control as systems began to fail one after another. Even in the face of uncertainty, strangers worked together to protect one another. Acts of kindness filled the cabin during its darkest moments. One photograph transformed anonymous passengers into real people with dreams and families. A simple message of love reminded him of everyone still waiting for answers. For the first time in years, treasure seemed meaningless. He made a decision that would change countless lives.
The discovery needed to be preserved before time erased any more evidence.
The journey back to civilization
became a race against time.
After days alone in the wilderness, he finally returned with an unbelievable story. At first, nobody believed what he claimed to have found. The evidence left no room for doubt. A massive investigation was immediately launched. Teams from across the country mobilized toward the hidden crash site. The search teams followed Daniel into terrain few people had ever explored. Even seasoned experts struggled to believe what stood before them. The long process of identifying the victims finally began.
The extraordinary discovery quickly captured the world's attention.
For many families, decades of unanswered questions suddenly returned to the surface.
They came from around the world, hoping to find long-awaited answers.
One man carried the picture of a sister he had not seen in half a century.
For the first time in his life, he finally knew what had happened to her. The forest that hid the tragedy became a place of remembrance. A forgotten chapter of history was finally being honored. Every name, every face, every story began to return from the shadows. Many families considered Daniel a hero for bringing them peace.
Yet Daniel felt he had only done what conscience demanded.
Then came a decision that threatened to erase the very symbol that united them.
The idea of destroying the aircraft weighed heavily on his mind. A new vision began to take shape, one that would preserve the past and inspire the future. What if the aircraft could tell its story forever instead of disappearing forever?
To make the dream real, he would need help from people willing to attempt the impossible.
He presented a vision that would transform tragedy into hope. Against all expectations, the experts saw potential where others saw only wreckage. The impossible project had officially begun. What began as a forgotten tragedy was about to become one of the most extraordinary restoration projects in history.
Every centimeter of the aircraft was documented before a single piece could be touched.
Preserving history became just as important as rebuilding the future.
The forest slowly released its grip on the aircraft it had hidden for generations.
Nature had become part of the structure itself, making every step a delicate challenge.
For the first time in decades, the aircraft began to reveal its true form.
The restoration would require both innovation and extraordinary patience.
The aging structure needed a new skeleton before it could begin a new life.
Piece by piece, the aircraft regained its strength.
A remarkable vision was taking shape inside the minds of the designers.
Then the restoration team uncovered something no one expected. Behind a forgotten section of the aircraft lay another secret from the past. Inside the compartment rested a suitcase, untouched by time. Its contents would touch hearts around the world. The passengers had left behind messages for loved ones they would never see again. For many familiars, these letters became priceless treasures. The remarkable discovery captured international attention once more. Every message reminded him why the project mattered. The future of the aircraft was finally becoming visible. Innovation and sustainability became central to the transformation. The forgotten wreck was being prepared for a completely new purpose. The cabin that once carried travelers would soon welcome visitors from around the world.
History and modern design blended together in extraordinary harmony.
The cockpit would become a place of reflection rather than emergency. Knowledge and memory would share the same space.
A breathtaking view would allow visitors to appreciate the vast wilderness that concealed the aircraft for decades.
The observation deck connected visitors to both history and nature. Remembering the passengers remained the heart of the entire project.
Every artifact helped restore a forgotten life story. Technology would ensure that future generations never forgot.
For Daniel, the project had become far greater than he ever imagined.
The surrounding forest was transformed into a sanctuary of remembrance.
The site evolved into a place of healing and reflection.
After years of effort, the project approached completion. The world was about to witness something extraordinary. The forgotten wreck had become a masterpiece.